Dydh da karoryon Kernow. Hedhyw ni ara kewsel a-dro then Savleow. Hello Kernowphiles. Today we're going to talk about prepositions. Prepositions are words that describe objects' positions in relation to other objects. I'm going to go through them, the most commonly used ones. I found a few different translations for the same preposition. I'm just going to stick to the one that I found most commonly used for that preposition. Let's begin. Grillin. So in is in. Pronounced the same as English. In Cornish it's spelt Y-N. On is war, W-A-R. Under is in dan. That's Y-N hyphen D-A-N-N, in dan. In front of is arag, A hyphen R-A-G. Behind, adryv, A hyphen D-R-Y-V. Beside is rib, R-Y-B. Between is inter, Y-N-T-E-R. Over is a-ugh, A-U-G-H. At the end of is the ben, that's D-H-E-B-E-N-N, and that comes from pen, which has been mutated, and pen means end or top or head. From, mostly you can use the worth, D-H-Y-W-O-R-T-H. You can also use a. I think it depends on how you're using it. On top of is a wartha the. That's A hyphen W-A-R-T-H-A D-H-E. New word. And the, D-H-E, means to or at. Gans means with. Above is a-ugh the, so similar to over. Below is a-woles the, A hyphen W-O-L-E-S D-H-E. Opposite is a-dal the. I'm going to say those all again. In, war, on. In dan, under. Arag, in front of. Adriv, behind. Rib, beside. Inter, between. Augh, over. The ben, at the end of. A, or the worth, from. A wartha the, on top of. The, to or at. Gans, with. A-ugh the, above. A-woles the, below. A-dal the, opposite. Now let's talk through some example sentences. Ima oi in bolla. There is an egg in the bowl, or an egg is in the bowl. Remember, because these describe positions, you have to use the long form of bows. So ima or imons. You'd use imons only for plural nouns that are people. If you have plural nouns that are not people, you use ima, even though it's plural. So I'll say that again. Ima oi in bolla. An egg is in the bowl, or there is an egg in the bowl. Ima jar war an vus. There is a chicken on the table, or a chicken is on the table. Ima livero in dan and cador. Books are under the chair. Iman beneglos a-dro then park. The cathedral is opposite the park. Iman gath a-dro and car. The cat is behind the car. Iman car a-rag and gath. The car is in front of the cat. Notice that gath is mutated from cath because cath is feminine. Car does not mutate because it's masculine. Iman quikin a-wartha then scala. The frog is on top of the saucer. Iman limnans a-ugh then oles. The painting is above the fireplace. Iman oles a-woles then limnans. The fireplace is below the painting. Iman avalo door gans and pour. There are potatoes with the leeks, or the potatoes are with the leeks. I will go through those all again. Ima oi in bolla. There is an egg in the bowl. Ima yar war an vus. There is a chicken on the table. Ima livero in dan and cador. Books are under the chair. Iman beneglos a-dro then park. The cathedral is opposite the park. Iman gath a-dro and car. The cat is behind the car. Iman car a-rag and gath. The car is in front of the cat. Iman quikin a-wartha then scala. The frog is on top of the saucer. Iman limnans a-ugh then oles. The painting is above the fireplace. Iman oles a-woles then limnans. The fireplace is below the painting. Iman avalo door gans and pour. There are potatoes with the leeks. And now I bring you on to quiz time. Priz quiz. For this, I'm going to give you some sentences of objects in relation to each other, and then I'm going to ask at the end about how objects are positioned in relation to each other based on what I've told you. And I'm going to leave it blank for you to answer. So let's start. Ima pel in hanaf. There is a ball in a cup. Ima gwedren rib an hanaf. There is a glass beside the cup. Iman gwedren in box. The glass is in a box. Iman box in sach. The box is in a bag. Playman bell in kever and sach. Where is the ball in relation to the bag? I will read those all again, and you've got to try and formulate a sentence with the answer. Ima pel in hanaf. There is a ball in a cup. Ima gwedren rib an hanaf. There is a glass beside the cup. Ima gwedren in box. The glass is in a box. Iman box in sach. The box is in a bag. Playman bell in kever and sach. Where is the ball in relation to the bag? The answer will take the form Iman bell blank sach. And you've got to fill in the blank. I'll give you some time. Dydh onen Iman bell in sach. The ball is in the bag. Okay, I'm going to do another one of those, and this one is going to have more objects and will probably be quite hard. Ima ach livro gans peder estillen. There is a bookcase with 4 shelves. War estillen awoles ima pel. On the bottom shelf, there is a ball. Ima box, rib and bell. There is a box beside the ball. Ima hanaf, then box. There is a cup above the box. Ima clock, then hanaf. There is a clock above the cup. Ima plans, rib and clock. There is a plant beside the clock. Ima gwedren, awoles, then plans. There is a glass below the plant. Ima cantle, then plans. There is a candle above the plant. Ima liuans, then clock. There is a picture above the clock. I'm going to ask you, playman gantul in kever and liuans. Where is the candle in relation to the picture? Playman gwedren in kever and bell. Where is the glass in relation to the ball? Playman gwedren in kever and hanaf. Where is the glass in relation to the cup? Playman box in kever and liuans. Where is the box in relation to the picture? I'm going to go through all of those sentences again. Ima ach livro gans peder estillen. There is a bookcase with 4 shelves. War estillen awoles ima pel. On the bottom shelf, there is a ball. Ima box, rib and bell. There is a box beside the ball. Ima hanaf, then box. There is a cup above the box. Ima clock, then hanaf. There is a clock above the cup. Ima plans, rib and clock. There is a plant beside the clock. Ima gwedren, awoles, then plans. There is a glass below the plant. Ima cantle, then plans. There is a candle above the plant. Ima liuans, then clock. There is a picture above the clock. Playman gantul in kever and liuans. Where is the candle in relation to the picture? Playman gwedren in kever and bell. Where is the glass in relation to the ball? Ple man gwaedren in kever an hanaf. Where is the glass in relation to the cup? Ple man box in kever an liwans. Where is the box in relation to the picture? Okay, first question. Ple man gantel in kever an liwans. I'm looking for an answer in the form Iman gantel blank and liwans. Tri du onen. Iman gantel rib and liwans. The candle is beside the picture. Question 2. Ple man gwaedren in kever and bell. Where is the glass in relation to the ball? Tri du onen. Iman gwaedren a then bell. The glass is above the ball. Question 3. Ple man gwaedren in kever and hanaf. Where is the glass in relation to the cup? Tri du onen. Iman gwaedren rib and hanaf. The glass is beside the cup. Question 4. Ple man box in kever and liwans. Where is the box in relation to the picture? Tri du onen. Iman box a wallers then liwans. The box is below the picture, and it is several shelves below the picture. Well, I hope you enjoyed that quiz. Thanks for listening up until now. I will see you at the next episode. Ddawelys.